What's up, people? Welcome to Video Village Podcast, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes and into the lives of the content creators. And with me is my man, Kevin Gripper. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, fam? What's going on?
Chilling. Let me get to your mighty awesome bio that you sent me.
Oh, okay. That I sent you, so it's gonna be,
Kevin Gripper is an American actor, filmmaker, producer, born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. VK, stand up.
Okay.
Kevin began his career by managing Grammy-nominated recording artist No Malice of Clips, and later executive producing his debut solo album, along with the album's second single, No Malice, which gave Kevin his first taste of filmmaking, was a Netflix documentary worked on as associate producer. From there, Kevin began to pursue a career in front of the camera, landing various background acting jobs. In 2018, Kevin, along with his co-writer Ashley Chambers and business partner Tito Chambers, created the hilarious web series, The FBoy Chronicles, which Kevin served as writer, director, actor, editor, and producer on the project. The series is ramping up for its second season and has garnered positive feedback amongst viewers and digital distributors interested in broadcasting the comedy series. Bruh, I checked out the series.
Okay. What you think? Honestly, what you think, man?
It is funny. You know what it is? Can't get right.
Exactly. And that was the whole point. I wanted to really put a mirror up because we in this whole black men don't cheat era right now, and right. I rocks with it. I appreciate the narrative. Let's go ahead and change the mindsets, but let's hold a mirror up to the guys that didn't get the memo yet and let them see what they doing and how they looking out here in these streets.
Yeah,
you know?
Man, I about fell out my seat when I seen the scene where you had the dirty dishes in the refrigerator, because you was like, man, I'm not washing those dishes. and I have a family member who washes the paper plates. So you took me back.
Wow. What?
So when I see that scene, I was like, oh, I recognize that so bad.
Who wants a pile of dirty, nasty, stanky dishes in the sink with food crusted up, getting wet? With wet bread? You ever seen wet bread in the sink? Ooh. No. You keep the dishes in the fridge, they stay fresh until you ready to wash them.
Why don't you just put them inside the dishwasher?
That's dumber than leaving them in the sink.
Yeah, so she washes the paper plates and you don't even do the dish. You just throw them joints in the
I mean, listen, man, I ain't got time to do every single dish every time, it pile up. And before you know it, you got a pile of funk in your kitchen. So you're like, let me just leave them in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
They're going to be all right in the refrigerator.
Yeah. Now, is Lil Man, is he your son or a little actor that you follow?
No, that's my man, Javen. He's actually a twin. And cool fact of the show is his twin brother, first couple of times they were on set, he was bugging me like, hey man, can I get a scene? I can be your son too. I'm like, no, we're not gonna do it like that, but I got a job for you. That little guy worked with me from episode 2 all the way through episode 6 as the cameraman.
Okay.
Yeah, his brother. So in the shots that I'm not there, he's manning the camera, he's action. Wait, come back, step back into the frame. He really got into it, and I really thought that was so dope because now, they're on their cell phones and they're doing their little plays and their little skits and stuff like that and sending them to me. So I was like, okay, I hope that sparks something in them. If I don't make it to Spielberg status, hopefully he do,
Word. And I think that's dope that you can inspire somebody at this stage of your career. You didn't have to be, umpteen $1 million, big superstar. Yeah. And that's pretty dope that a young dude can look at you and he don't even know how many followers you got and all that type of stuff. He just know that you doing your thing and he like, man, this is tight. If he can do it at this level and with the limited amount of equipment, crew, then He looked at that, was like, yeah, I can do this myself.
Man, they keep your feet to the fire too, because now you know you got two set of eyes watching you. They watching your every move, so they no slacking. You can't just be out here goofing off. It's like, all right, we're gonna have fun on set, but we got to do serious stuff too. So I enjoyed it, man. That was actually the best part of shooting the series.
Yeah.
Getting it out, knowing you can create something, that's great. But seeing them, that was dope.
Word. And to piggyback off that, with the amount of work that you guys put in, let people know the work to put on a web series, because it seems like that's the calling card right now for independent filmmakers, to say, when you go to festivals and you hear panels say, oh, just, do your own thing, start your web series. What's the work behind it? Like, for me, shooting a short film in one weekend, I'm like, all right, I'm good for about 6 months. That took a lot. You did you did 6 short films.
I mean, we started in October of 2018. We took a little break around the holiday season, December, January, and then we finished everything up in mid-February, March or so. And I mean, it was, before we even got to press and record on the camera, it was hours and hours and hours of YouTube tutorials and film courage and D for Darius, and like just watching all these guys and teaching you how to set up your 3-part lighting and your shutter speeds and things of that nature, what apps work best for iPhones and what tripods are the best to get your angles while you're in a car and stuff like that. Was the best experience during the beginning stage, because I got to learn a lot of knowledge that whether the show is a success or a flop, I can use that somewhere else, But it's definitely, like you said, it's definitely a lot of work, man. Like every day, getting those scripts together, rehearsing, shooting, editing later on after you shoot, computer crash. Oh my God, gotta reboot the computer and start over from something that you finished a half hour ago. It was nuts, but I wouldn't change it. I really wouldn't change it, because now I know when I get put into a situation where, it's a bigger production and it's more responsibility, I now know I got a little bit of, chops behind me to like, I could work in this atmosphere,
Word. Now, film school or YouTube University to get your foot
YouTube
wet?
University. YouTube University. Somebody need to coin and patent that and start making some money, because I tell you, man, like hours of YouTube videos. Hours, man.
Okay. Now, did you have a DP? Like, what was your crew like? Boom operator? How many people on your crew?
It was usually just me. I had shout out to my homegirl Bridget. She played Jade in episode 6. She came through and she did some camera operating, some boom work, some script reading when we didn't have the other characters there. She would fill in and stuff like that. And then, like I said, my little man Javon, he had the camera for 5 episodes.
Word.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Because commitment. First of all, you're shooting it free on low budget or whatever.
Yeah.
And then to schedule, everybody's so busy in this day and time. You good this weekend, and then it'd be like everybody's good on this weekend, but the cameraman, or it's like one element. Like, dang.
Every episode, Mo. Every episode, Mo. It was a schedule change, a script line that had to be X'd out because that person don't exist no more. Like every episode, man.
Cool. Let's get into the No Malice project. What's up? I mean, that's legendary. Clips.
Yo,
I mean,
he's a great dude.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about that whole process.
Well, my man Tito, my business partner, he's a very savvy individual. He was managing Malice's cameraman, or working with his cameraman at the time. They had to swing by and drop off some footage or something like that to Malice, and he got a chance to meet him. And from there, he finagled a working relationship from that first meet.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, I grabbed his grocery bags. He was taking them out the car, and I walked in his house with him, and I made sure he had to talk to me. And from there, it was like, dude's a good guy. He was in the transition of going into his solo career, so he was kind of looking for, new team and some new energy around him anyway. So we were, producers and rappers, because that's where everything spawned from. So we wanted to just get in the mix with the with the music, and he gave us an opportunity. Like, he let us executive produce his first album. He let us get 2 production tracks on the album. Like, the dude is amazing, man. And like, not only that, he like the constant jewels, because when you listen to the lyrics, you go back and listen to everything that he says, every bar, every word, it's really him. It's nothing fabricated. It's nothing made up. It's nothing braggadocious. It's like, it's really him. And it was a real humbling experience to meet somebody of his stature, of his success level, and for him to, well, what do you think about this? Well, how did this sound? Well, give me your opinion on that. And I was like, wow, that's dope. So like, the respect is always going to be there, and the gratitude is always going to be there. I really, really appreciated the opportunity he gave us. And then when things turned over to the book and the film adaptation of the book, it was like, oh, now he's teaching us some new stuff, taking us into deeper waters now. So like, I appreciate it, man. It was a very, very good experience.
Yeah, sound like a real humbling dude. You know,
man.
That's what's up. Now, it seems like everybody is chasing after the Netflix deal. You've seen it go down firsthand. Explain to people about that whole process. That, you know, is Netflix the end all be all, or it's like, hey, don't put all your eggs in this basket, keep it moving?
See, Mo, you're trying to set me up, because I want to sell something else to Netflix, but I don't want to lie to you. Put it like this: Netflix is not the end all be all, but it definitely does have its advantages versus like theatrical releases, depending on who you are, your caliber, your project, and the caliber of artist you are. You know, it costs money to put your movie in theaters, and everybody thinks, I'm gonna make a feature, I'm gonna put it in movie theaters. You might not have enough money to put your movie in a theater. So a Netflix opportunity, you know, that's great. And as long as you get out there and you continue to bust your ass and promote yourself, like, you have to promote, you have to, you know, do your own marketing and, you know, create your own buzz, because Netflix got millions of subscribers. All they're gonna do is put that thing on there and let it do what it do. If they start to kick up in the algorithm and they start to notice something, they might, you know, jump on board and send out a tweet or two, or, you know, put you at the top of the recommended list. But Netflix is good. They Gucci with what they doing, so they just need the content. Yeah. So you still got to work. Like, Netflix is a great opportunity, but don't think, oh, I'm on Netflix, I'm a millionaire. Yeah. Because I'm in an apartment right now. I still got bills. So, you know, it's real, man, you know? Yeah. And
let's be clear, it wasn't no diss to Netflix, so let's put that out there. But the notion of back in the 90s, it was, once I get this deal, it was the 6-figure checks and everything. So now with the digital landscape, filmmakers still think, you know, these companies are writing these 6-figure checks, and they're gonna pay for your script, and, you know, the landscape has totally changed, and I'm glad that they get to hear a brother firsthand going through that whole process of creating product and getting it online. And me and my wife, we joke about how Netflix, they don't promote nothing.
No, they don't. They don't promote anything, and they don't have to. They got millions of subscribers. Like, I spend 20 minutes circling through what Netflix has to offer before I land on something. So I see pretty much everything they got. So that's the promotion right there. You're gonna hide all the good stuff and make them search. That's a promo right there.
Yeah. Now, promotion wise, how did you guys do with getting the word out about No Malice?
We actually were very lucky in regards to that, because of course he had his fame with the clips, Pharrell, and his musical career spoke for itself. So once we were able to get in there and jump off of those contacts and that network and things of that nature, we were able to build on that, and that actually funneled over into us creating films, because we actually did a documentary with Vibe called Fresh Pack, where they documented a bunch of up and coming stars like Casanova 2 times, Hood Celebrity, Lou Got Cash, and like now you look at these guys now within the last year and a half, they're blowing up, and we actually got a chance to follow their journeys first, put them on tape as we film their concert series and things of that nature. So it was definitely dope to be able to translate the network from music over into a film, which is pretty much one and the same, because everybody that's a rapper and a musician, that's usually the next step, is either fashion or film and television, things of that nature.
Oh yeah, the musicians today, they gotta have multiple hustles.
You have to. You have to. Like, I mean, Jay-Z's a billionaire, and his music catalog is the least amount of money he's making from all of his wealth. So it's like, okay, I know that's the catalyst, but you gotta have them other avenues. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, went to your LinkedIn, brother. You was a straight hustler. You got the G&G Media, talent management, brand development, A&R, tour coordinator, marketing, PR, graphic web design, sponsorship coordinator. You's a hustler.
You got to be, man. You got to be. Like, I mean, just like we was having a conversation before we started recording, like we out here. Like, I see what you're doing. Like, we got to create the opportunities for ourselves, because if you wait for somebody to give you a handout, you're going to be waiting a very, very long time, if not forever. Like, just go and do it. And that's my thing, man. Like, I don't know if it's the ADHD or just the passion, but I got to keep moving. I got to keep doing something. So I'm going to learn how to do my own logos, learn how to, mix my own beats, learn how to film my own projects, learn how to act, like, just so I can get that stuff out of me and move on to the next passion or to the next, goal.
Word. Now, with all this going on, where the females fit in at? Any relationships?
I mean, you know how I do, baby. Nah, I mean, I'm single. I've been single for a long time, and I think that's the best place for me right now, because I can't imagine having a female right now. Like, where you at? Why you got that music up so loud in the other room all night? Like, right now, like, ladies, let me get myself together. I'll be much better when I come out, But yeah, I mean, I date, but nah, single, man.
Yeah. Once they get a glimpse of your day to day, they probably like, we good.
Bro, you don't know the half. Yeah. You don't know the half, man.
Which may be the inspiration for FBoy Chronicles.
No comment. No comment. No comment.
Now, the Atlanta move. Now, you're from New York, in Atlanta now. What was the transition to say, hey, I'm about to move to the South?
It was like pulling teeth. I was out in Philly, making music. I'm sorry, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, right outside of Philly, making music for a few years, about 4 or 5 years, and I just wasn't getting the traction that I wanted. And within the first couple of months of me moving out to Atlanta, I was able to land a gig at 12 Music Studios, co-founded by Dino Marto, able to work with like some real big names and like some up and coming stars as well, and really get a bigger picture of what the music industry is. It's not just me in the basement with a couple of my homies making beats, putting out mixtapes, and trying to chase down artists and sell beats. Like, I had a chance to really see the business side of it, and it's a lot of beautiful Black people in Atlanta, and that's what I've always been told. And when I got down here and saw with my own eyes, it was like, oh, this is dope. This is real dope, because it's very inspiring. It's very inspiring to see other people that look just like you climbing that ladder, getting to that paper, and making their own way. So I'm happy that I finally made the move, but I wish I would have made it a couple of years earlier. I don't regret it at all. Making the move. I love it down here, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, better late than never.
Exactly.
Now, have you linked up with other filmmakers through film festivals? How have you made your way, made your rounds around the city?
Producers and like Instagram comedians and things of that nature, but I haven't started to branch out as far as really getting into the film networking and things of that nature. I did like I mentioned, I did a little bit of managing for some actors and things of that nature. So meeting directors and casting agents and things of that nature, that's part of that side of it. But as far as me pushing my own work and things of that nature, I haven't really branched out much, because the FBoy Chronicles is the first real tangible project that I have. Now, me and my team, shout out to Ashley and Tito Chambers, G&G Media. We have a couple of different projects in the works right now, and I believe that once the recognition from the FBoy Chronicles starts to, bubble over, that's going to make the transition into those other projects even, more fluid. So that's when we'll really be kicking down those festival doors and knocking on every producer's, office door and things of that nature.
Yeah. I also want to shout out Miss Bea Comedy. I follow her on Instagram. She was the mom, the friend of the mom. That was hilarious.
She's hilarious. Like, I wish, you know what? I'm going to go back and I'm going to put out some of that blooper reel stuff. Because her bloopers are funnier than what she did on camera. Like, I'm sure. she's a nut. But she's again, I talked to Miss Bea Comedy. She came through in the clutch. 1 day notice, 2 day notice at the most. And then she was right on set. Learned the line, boom, 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 knocked everything out, super professional, and like just dope, man. Like I really appreciate all the help that everybody linked,
Miss Joe, you don't pay her no mind. She don't know what she's talking about. Crazy.
Oh no, I don't pay her no mind, and you shouldn't pay her no mind either. That whole thing about the blue balls and whatnot, I mean, it's true, but it's only a test. 'Cause see, if they pass the test and come back, I reward them by emptying it out. All right, girl, I'm gonna see you later. I gotta get this boy back to his mama.
Okay, yeah, I follow her on IG, and I was like, she's gonna be in movies one day. I was like, she seems like, I never met her before, but she seems like she's just naturally gifted and funny.
Yes.
It's just like when she come on scene, she just on.
Mannerisms, everything. From the time she pulled up on set, it was like, oh, this is gonna be a good day. This is gonna be a good day right here.
Word. Now, what is the true definition of an F-boy? For those that don't know or aren't quite hip to how they get down.
Can we curse on here?
Just sure.
All right. The true definition of a fuckboy is, there's so many definitions. It's such a broad term, but just a dude that's so unsure of what he wants. And it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to, not be 100% of the time. But when you're not even trying, when you ain't even thinking, past what's happening in the present, that's when I think you start to fall into that F-boy phase, because none of us are perfect, but I don't think those dudes even try. Like, the cheating, the con artistry, the irresponsibility. It's like, it's a plague, bro. And we gotta get rid of it. We have to get rid of that.
Yeah.
Because that's no good for us. We're a new phase. Black men don't cheat. Black men can't be fuckboys either.
Yeah.
Leave that for somebody else.
Word. It's like you said earlier. It's a mirror. It's like, hey.
Yeah, you gotta hold a mirror up to them and let them see themselves. The dudes ain't laughing that much. The women, they like yeah, they loving it.
Yeah.
The dudes ain't laughing. Hey, bro, chill out, bro. What's wrong with you, man? Filming that craziness, but
hit a little nerve. That's what films do, right?
Exactly. Like, I always take it back to Mr. from Color Purple and Ike Turner from What's Love Got to Do with It. I hated Danny Glover. I hated Lawrence Fishburne because they did such a great job with those roles.
Yeah.
So them dudes is upset with what I'm depicting on camera. Okay, good. So now you know what I'm saying is the truth, so you need to go fix yourself.
Yeah, word. Now we're going to switch gears. We're going to get into our reshoot segment, and this is the segment where I ask you about any projects, whether it's your IG skits, your film projects, anything that you look at and be like, man, I wish I could have did that over. Anything that stands out where not everybody else probably don't see it, but you probably look at it and it's like, man, that is whack.
Listen, man, how long we got for this show? We got to keep it to film? I got a lot of do-overs, dog. Video Village. I got a lot of do-overs.
Anything entertainment. Anything. I know you got a heavy music background as well as film.
I would say as far as with the film, I'm happy and I'm pleased with everything because the finished product was actually exactly what we conceptualized, and I know that's pretty hard because sometimes the film you got in your head, the film that ends up on paper, and what you actually edit out are always totally different. But what we conceptualized is actually what we got in the end. So I'm pleased with the series. When it comes to like what I would do differently, it would definitely be the dedication and the tenacity to the all-around project. Because I do feel like maybe there could be more recognition, more viewership. And I mean, it's still growing, it's still budding. It's very, very new. And that can translate back over to the music as well. It's like just the tenacity. Sometimes that ADHD kicks in and it's like, it'll take you from this project, you should have put a little bit more time into it, and it pushes you over to this project. It's because you want to keep flowing, you want to keep new creative juices and everything going. So I would definitely say, like, if anybody could take, an example from me, stay dedicated, see every single phase of every single project through to the very, very end. Squeeze all the life out of it until there's nothing left in it. And then, you can start the transition early, but don't leave any, loose ends. Mm-hmm. Don't leave anything, undone, because that's really the only thing I think that I would do differently is like see more of my music projects, more of my earlier projects and like management and things, like see them just a little bit further through just to see if we could have squeezed a little bit more out of those projects.
Mm-hmm. Now, is that attributed to a little bit of the ADD? Like I start something, but I'm about to hop over here. Is it attention span? Like, once you're done with a project, I'm through with it, or what would you attribute that to?
I was told by like various people that I get bored too quick.
Okay.
I'm sure you probably know what I mean by various people, but that kind of applies to everything. Like in school, I got fairly decent grades, but I wasn't the best student I could be because I couldn't sit there in that class for an hour, And it's the same thing with everything. Like my kids are the ones that get my like full focus and full attention because they just as ping-pongy as me. It's like, Dad, let's do this. Dad, let's go here. Dad, let's this. Dad, what's that? So like, it's always like rapid fire with them. So like, I'm constantly engaged, but everything else, I seem to kind of like, drift off just because there's a million ideas going off and I want to see how many of them I can get off in time, So I guess you could attribute it to boredom more than ADD because I never been clinically diagnosed with that. I'm just saying, I got to come up with something. I got to figure out what the hell is going on here. But yeah,
Okay, I get it, bro. My wife is the same way. When she's used to be in web design and everything, when she's through with a website, she don't want to, she get the customer one redo, then she off to the next one.
Yeah, I gotta go, man. I gotta create.
Now, in this space of everybody just on social media, it opens up the platform for hundreds and millions of content creators. How do you, I guess, keep the fire going to say, hey, this is my space. I'm going to do what I've been, born to do, and just, I'm gonna stay in this corner right here. I'm gonna cater to this audience because it seems like you on Instagram we have multiple Instagram comedians. YouTube is just cluttered with films. I mean, between YouTube and Vimeo, that's a film festival in itself. You just watch film just all day. So how do you, create content to say, all right, this is what it is, and I'm gonna focus on getting it out to these people?
It gotta be content that comes from a real place. And like you see the cats all the time that jump on Instagram, YouTube, or whatever other platform and mimic what they see. They just want to be a part of something. They're recreating stuff that's already been done and they're not executing it as well. If your content is coming from a real place, if what you're saying resonates with 100,000 people and they really feel that, you're good. You don't need 100 million. Just get that 100,000 and speak to them genuinely and like give them real content, like stuff with substance to it. The FBoy Chronicles, as much comedy is flowing through there, it's medicine in the candy. It's a lot of medicine in the candy, like every episode, from fatherhood to handling relationships to finance. Like, it's a lot of medicine there. So it's like, just make sure your content got some substance to it, and you'll be able to carve your own niche and carve out your area in the market, because 75% of these cats is just doing stuff just to do it. They're gonna fall off eventually. They're gonna get uninspired or whatever the case may be, and they're gonna be doing something else. So just give your audience content that has meaning to it, and don't just follow the Joneses or try to stay with the wave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good advice. We're going to go to our 60 frames a second segment, and I'm going to give you 60 seconds to tell us your favorite hood classic and why is it your favorite.
I'm going to go with Baby Boy. R.I.P. John Singleton. Hats off to Tyrese. Hats off to Raji. That was a real movie. And just like I was talking to you about substance, John Singleton knew what the hell he was writing, because that was a lot of realness. And at the time when the movie came out, my mother was freshly in her, her new relationship with my stepfather, and I love my stepfather to death. But in the beginning of the transition, he wasn't a fucking terrorist like Ving Rhames was. He wasn't like that, no. But it was definitely tough. Me being the man of the house for the first 14, 15 years of my life, and then now, boom, there's another male figure. There's a responsible male figure that's holding your feet to the fire and stuff like that. So, that was it. That's my favorite hood classic.
Boom. Good. Now, we had our 60 seconds, but I have to ask, did your stepfather ever cook eggs butt naked?
Let me tell you something right now. If my stepfather ever cooked some damn eggs butt naked and turn around and talk about, hey, you want some breakfast? It wouldn't be no stepfather, okay? I'd be like, Mom, I'm sorry. It's over. I'm in jail. He's not here, or he's hurt somewhere. But you can't be in nobody's house butt-ass naked, cooking eggs, drinking Kool-Aid. Come on, man. Somebody slapped Ving for that. That ain't no good, man.
out of everything in movie history, why is that scene just the most? I don't understand. Now, to our filmmaker quote of the day from Darren Aronofsky, from the director of The Black Swan, The Wrestler, and Requiem for a Dream. I couldn't sleep one night, and I was sitting in my office, and I realized that I was an independent filmmaker. Do you consider yourself an independent filmmaker on his way to major studio productions?
Yes, sir. I most certainly do. The feel that I got from putting together this project, the team, everybody kept inspiring each other. It kept our bond close and made it even closer. Hell yeah. If that's what, being a filmmaker will manifest into 10 times more, 100 times more, yeah, I'm definitely a filmmaker from here on out.
Word. And with your music background, do you find that you have connections with like people that make music scores and say, hey, this would be good for this scene? Do you merge those two worlds together when you make projects?
Yeah, that's definitely something we're focusing on for the second season, getting a little bit more in tune with other artists and up-and-coming artists, maybe even some established artists if we can afford them, to come in and beef up the soundtrack, because that was an idea that we had in the beginning for season 1. And I mean, we played around with it, we toyed around with it, but season 2, we're gonna definitely go a little bit, full steam ahead, because that just gives us another avenue to market the project. You got a soundtrack now, an original score that can be marketed separate from the film, in conjunction with the film, and help also promote the series, the film, and stuff like that. So we're definitely going to focus more into that. And I want to get my hands dirty again with the music, because the music is stuff that I do now sparingly. But if I have a film project that I'm scoring, now I'm back in there, just as much time as I'm devoting to the film, I'm devoting to the music. So that's my first love. That's the one that, you know, started everything. So it's like, I'm definitely anxious to get back to that. So yeah, that's definitely going to be a avenue that we pursue a little bit more in depth the second time around.
Word. Well, brother, I am a fan. I got through the first 4 episodes. I'm gonna finish the last 2.
Appreciate it.
You're a very talented brother, man. I'm glad I got you on this level before I have to talk to your peoples on top of peoples to get to
Man, Mo, if it ever gets to that, just send my manager or my agent the link to this email. To this show. I should take the camera and show you the apartment. Like, you see where I was talking to him when he was living? Oh, now here in LA, he can't talk to me.
And you know, this is why I opened it up to from behind the scenes, from the directors down to the PAs, because when y'all get big time, I can have something in the archive to say, hey, you know, hey, I was with him or her when they was at this level, so peep this.
Exactly, man.
So just don't forget about your boy when you get to the top.
Man, listen, you just told me that you a fellow filmmaker, so we about to collab, bro. Like, we about to make something happen. You might be able to play my step pops in season 2.
Word.
So, I don't know, man. We gonna make some pop.
Word. Nah.
Where you located at?
I'm in Atlanta as well. So.
Oh, you in Atlanta?
I'm in the A.
Oh, we need to go to the U-Bar or something, man. Get it popping.
I'm with it. And now on to our That's a Wrap segment. Shoot off your contact, your social media, how people can get in contact with you to cut that check.
Ooh. Hey, man, yeah, you can follow the FBoy Chronicles on Instagram at FBoy_Chronicles. You can also follow me on Instagram at GNG_grip. That's GRIPP. And you can follow our company, GNG Media LLC, on Instagram at GNG_media. So hit us up, follow us, get in tune with what we got going on. We out here, you know, doing great things and trying to make them even better.
Word up. That's our homeboy Kevin Gripper. And for Video Village, you can hit us up on IG at Video Village Podcast, Twitter, VV_podcast. Hit us up on the email for guest inquiries. And thanks again, brother. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Mo. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Video Village. Appreciate y'all. I definitely like that.
And we out.